Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my Q&A video. I asked you all on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you guys had any questions. So thank you so much for all your questions. There's a lot of them. I'll try to get through as much as I can with this video. Unfortunately, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, and so if I sound kind of different, I feel pretty disgusting right now. And thank you guys so much for all the love and all the comments on my previous video about the yo-yo collection. And thank you for all that entered. There were like a ton of you, so I was really surprised by all of the response. The winner is this person right here. I'll message you and yeah, I'll find some way to contact you, and this is really fun. I think I'll do more giveaways for sure. I don't know when, but I definitely will. Yeah, so let's get into the Q&A. I got some coffee because this might be a while. I like my coffee black, just like my metal. Hey, alright. The first question I will get on Twitter is by Jolteon1234. What was the most heartbreaking time in your yo-yoing life? Like breaking a yo-yo, messing up horribly, etc. That is an intense question. That's a good one though. Way to start off the questions. As far as breaking a yo-yo, I don't think I've ever broken a yo-yo. Although, if you remember in my yo-yo collection video, my favorite colorway that I've shown was like the hot, and I said that was the only one that was ever made that was given to me. And it's in that collection and I'm not using it because it's actually broken. That's because I forget what worlds. Somehow the axle got messed up and it started to vibe a lot. So then, I'm sorry, he's gonna feel so bad that I mentioned it, but don't give him any hate, it's not his fault, not really. So Graham Stellar like takes the yo-yo, literally puts it on the world's carpet, and then he just smashes his foot on top of it thinking that's gonna fix the axle, and actually it made it worse, way worse, and it's completely destroyed. That was really sad and heartbreaking. I mean, it was beautiful. I got it like that day. So thank you for your question, Jolteon. I love Jolteons, by the way, so nice name. So the next question is LS3B0. Why do you live in Prague? Well, that's a good question, and I have a simple answer for you. Beer is cheaper than water. That's what I usually say when people ask me, like, why are you living here? I actually get that question a lot because I think a lot of people would think the opposite, that I would stay there because a lot of people want to live in the US. It's a beautiful city. I love the people there. I first visited in 2012 for EYYC and I just fell in love, and I knew eventually like I would want to live there. I built a life for myself there, so it's kind of difficult to leave that. Any of you guys that have been to Worlds in Prague would understand, because everyone that came, you know, from the US, like, they immediately loved it and are looking forward to coming back, and that's how I felt, and I just decided to live there. So on Instagram, there's a lot of questions. You guys are awesome. So from Flux Throws, what's your fave trick? Rancid Milk by Spencer Berry. Classic. That Yo-Yo Kid 2015, as of right now, what is your favorite throw? Well, it was the Edge, and it is. I love the Edge, the Yo-Yo Factory Edge, but after playing with Basecamp, gotta be the jackknife. That entire collection is so much fun. You probably notice I have a lot of favorites. I just change a lot. Am I the only one with this problem? Like, I love everything. JV Yo-Yo Master asks, how did you become sponsored by Yo-Yo Factory? You know, I don't know how. It just sort of happened. I mentioned in the Yo-Yo collection video that I used to be sponsored by Yo-Yo Jam a long time ago. I ended up leaving them, and then for a while I wasn't just sponsored by anyone. The only yo-yo that I had that wasn't Yo-Yo Jam was Yo-Yo Factory. That was mine and that I used all the time. So I just started using Yo-Yo Factory because it was there, and also because I loved it. I thought their yo-yos were amazing. So I just made videos, I was using their products, and eventually they just got me on the team. It wasn't an instant thing. I think because I was active and I had some sort of value to them that they got me on the team. And at that time they flew me out to make their Play Yo-Yo DVD, which is where I'm teaching a bunch of tricks. Actually, I wasn't on the team at that time, but afterwards they recruited me on. That was about 6 years ago. Been on the team for 6 years. Oh my god, that is a long time. Total Artist asks, have you been out in public at a non-yo-yo event and been recognized by someone you never met? By the way, I love all of your photos that you take. Yeah, if you don't know who Total Artist is on Instagram, you guys should follow him. His collection is pretty hefty if those are all his yo-yos, because he has like almost everything. And yeah, I have like once. I went to a anime convention maybe like 2 years ago. I was waiting outside to go to a panel, and randomly this guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, like I know you do yo-yos. I've seen you in the Ken Garden video." And yeah, people have actually recognized me because of that video. From Remy Baskin, favorite worlds yet? Prague worlds. Enough said. So Alv Matt asks, what's your favorite place you visited through yo-yoing? Place is very vague. My favorite country that I've been to, definitely Japan. Favorite city, of course, Prague. But favorite, I guess, location? Petra, Jordan. I went to Jordan earlier this year, and I was so stoked on seeing Petra. I never imagined that yo-yoing could take me to these places, so I've been very lucky. JCB McCann asks, how are you doing? That is so sweet. I'm doing fine, thank you. But I'm a little sick, but I'm alright. Yo-yoer111 asks, are you gonna do a tutorial on horizontal finger grinds? Yes, but unfortunately I'm not really that good on finger grinds. But I will definitely work on one, and I will make a tutorial for that for you guys if you'd like. Old Spinner asks, what moment makes you happiest to think about from your time yo-yoing? I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of yo-yoing are the people. Like all the friends that I've made, all the people that I've seen like throughout the world, I've met. Like that's the best part about yo-yoing. Yeah, of course I love, you know, making tricks, coming up with a freestyle, performing, but I mean nothing compares to the people that you meet. The friends that I have in yo-yoing, I mean I've known them for years, and of course we don't see each other on a daily basis. Like when we see each other, we pick up where we've left off. I am the closest with other yo-yo people, and we've had some crazy times together, so that makes me happy. Dimas992 asks, what is your opinion about Basecamp? Love it! Oh my gosh. Yo-Yo Factory Caribou collab, like dream team. Should I be drinking coffee if I'm sick? I don't know. Soulstring asks, why haven't you washed your shirt? It's been a while since Worlds. Yeah, I still haven't washed it yet. I'm gonna do laundry today, I swear. My battery died, so. Let's go to Facebook. David asked, yeah, what do you think about Basecamp? Like, the idea, etc. So, like, I'll continue on this. Some of my closest friends are on Caribou, so it makes sense that we should just be together. I feel that instead of competing against one another, being supportive and creating something together is more beneficial than anything else. So Lewis asked, how was your transition from the US to Czech in terms of language and general lifestyle? Furthermore, how is the Czech yo-yo community and competitive scene compared to the US? Yeah, so I essentially just got up from the US and moved to a completely different country. I feel it was an easier transition for me compared to, I guess, other people doing the same because of the yo-yo scene. Prague was the city that I've traveled to the most out of anywhere in the world. So I was already familiar with the city, I knew a couple of Czech phrases, and I knew all the people there as well. I was lucky in that aspect that I had people to rely on. But I definitely don't speak as much as I did compared to when I was living in the US. What I mean by that is if I'm like out with a group of people that are like all Czech natives, yeah, I don't really communicate as much. But if I'm ever in their presence, like they do actually speak all English with each other, so I'm included in the conversation, which is amazing. People would actually do that, but most of the time people do speak in Czech with one another, so, but that's fine. I've been completely used to it, especially traveling around the world. You know, I'm in a new country and they speak a different language, so I'm not 100% in on what they're speaking about, but I find it sometimes difficult because I can't connect with people on a deeper level since I've been living in the Czech Republic, unfortunately, because of that language barrier, and I am trying to learn Czech. It's getting better, but it could be better. I'm already a pretty quiet person, but I'm even more quiet in Prague. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm still working on it. And how is the competitive scene compared? So I'm not sure about the difference because I don't really remember. Last time I went to the US was for a contest, was BAC. I can't really compare anymore because in 2 years, like that's a long time for like yo-yoing to grow. The Czech yo-yo scene is amazing, really. And they have contests on a frequent basis compared to the US, you know, where every contest is really spread out in like a different state. So usually a person will go to one contest a year, but like these guys in Prague, like they go through everything. They have so many opportunities to go to contests. Yeah, so I guess they have more experience with competing and their technical tricks, and I don't know, I feel like I'm bashing the US, I don't know. My gosh. There were so many of you guys asking, what do you think is better? Like the Shutter or some other yo-yo? The Shutter or Horizon? The Shutter or Checkpoint? This is like the 2016 version of like Supernova or Genesis. If you want, I will make a video for you guys to see which one is better. I mean, they're both good in their own ways. I know all of you ask. So, Christoph Kindle asks, Jak se máš? Dobře, dobře, a ty? Alan asks, do you make time for many more hobbies besides yo-yo and Pokemon? I love how you include Pokemon as my hobby, because it is. Yeah, I love reading and writing, and I love cooking. Love cooking. I cook almost every day. Do you include anime as a hobby as well? Maybe? Dominique asks, what would be your dream yo-yo player team if you had to choose them? You can choose max 6. Well, I'm already on it. Basecamp. I don't know. That is too hard. I mean, I'm already on this dream team. So if I did have to choose, it would be Michael Curdy, Andrew Mader, Gentry, D. Kane, Colin Beckford, and Gecko. Trevor asks, what has been your favorite competition and why? EYYC. I mean, you have to ask why. Yeah, I love the European yo-yo scene. They're so much fun. And I've had a great time at every EYYC. It's laid back, but still competitive in the competition sense. But if you're just there, like going to hang out and not compete, like you'll have an amazing time. Yeah, so I love EYYC. Aww. Anthony asks, Yukio, he has favorite food. Japanese food. Katsudon is my favorite, koroke, and go-go curry. Jack asks, do you play AA? And how old are you, since you said you've been yo-yoing for 20 years? I can loop. I can do milk the cow. I can do a little bit of each style. And don't you know, you shouldn't be asking a girl's age. But I'm 24. I'll be 25. I almost forgot to answer one question, a really important one, on YouTube from Whirling Dervish. So after paying attention to Worlds for the first time in 2016, I'd love to know how you feel about the segregation of women to a single category versus the 1A through 5A for men. Okay, well, first of all, there is no segregation at all. Anyone can compete in the 1A through 5A division. I still do. I compete in 1A at Worlds still, and I have for every year except for this year because I didn't come in time. So the women's division was first created at the 2012 EYYC, and the basic idea behind it was just to highlight women yo-yoers within the scene because there aren't many, just a handful. It ended up being just a really fun division and a lot of people really seemed to enjoy watching it, so it continued throughout each EYYC and then eventually it made its way towards Prague in Worlds for the first time. The way I see it, it's not really a championship main core division. It's really a fun division, and if anything, it definitely encourages more girls to yo-yo because it is quite difficult, especially at the high competition level of Worlds or the European Championships, for girls or just anyone to make it to the finals. So if there aren't any videos of girls yo-yoing, how can other girls know that that actually exists? Every year I've seen more and new girls competing each year. But I still compete in 1A, of course, at both EYYC and Worlds, and those girls do as well. I mean, you saw Betty, who won the women's division, actually made it through to the semifinals in 1A. And also, girls are actually quite competitive against other girls. So this women's division, in my opinion, has and always will be a way to bring attention that there are girls in yo-yoing and that it's also welcomed. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for all your questions. Remember to like and subscribe. I will put a new video out soon. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm gonna put out more tutorials, and yes, I definitely will. When I go back to Prague, I'll put out more tutorials, which will be very, very soon. Thank you guys again, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.